Welcome to the first episode of Word to the Wise. I am your host, Edwin Kariuki, and I'm just gonna get right into it. Recently, America has been woken up by the recent killing of George Floyd. America saw a man being held down by a cop for 9 minutes and screaming for his life, and the cop just had his knee on there, and that was wrong. Anybody, I don't care if the person on the ground was white, black, blue, or whatever color he was, that was wrong, and it should have not happened. And that is a problem. We have seen so many cops who have taken lives of many people, not just black people, just people. We have seen cops who have done that, and that is the root. That is the root of the problem, and that is why I want to talk about this today. And today I want to talk about the training that goes into hand of the cops, the policemen. The policemen have, I read up that they can, in 9 months or so, you can, if you have your diploma, your high school diploma, you can go to the academy and get a weapon to serve the country, to say, to serve. But before I go on, I want to say I am not anti-cop. I am not anti-cop. That is not what I'm doing. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there has to be a longer process. There has to be a longer process for cops to be able to become who they are in a society that we live in. And just, I am joined today by my brother, Kennedy. Was in the army, and he did different things in the army, and I am thankful for him and him serving. I'm grateful for that, and I just want to hear his opinion and his thoughts about this situations. I want to learn. I want to understand. That's what this is all about. We have to listen to each other. We have to be able to listen to one another to be able to understand the other side of the person. If you can't do that, then we're just wasting time. So this is my opinion, that policemen don't have the right training to be police. So, welcome, Ken.
Hello, how is everyone doing?
So yeah, so I know you were in the army, and I know that there's a lot of things that goes on, and the training that it takes that you took. What is your opinion on the training that you took, and should the policemen, do you think the policemen deserve to be, is there another way for them to wear the badge?
How I see it is, if you want to root out like the people that are just doing it just cause they just want to do it, the process could be longer. You could implement more things to root out more people, root out the ones that are not doing it for the right intentions, or maybe just doing it just for the badge. They're not doing it to actually protect and serve, which is the police's motto: protect and serve. But there's a lot of things that has to go into it, because this the process. It won't just happen overnight. It won't just happen tomorrow. It has to be discussed. It has to go up higher. People have to. They need more advice, more people talking about it and trying to understand what needs to be done, what needs to be has to change. So I at this moment I don't know what has to be done.
And I understand. I agree with you, and I know that we both, in that sense, we both agree that uh, there has to be better training for the cops. Do you agree?
Yes.
There have to be better training for the cops that are out there, because right now we have seen so many of them who are out there just killing people in a sense,
Abusing their power.
abusing their power, exactly. And for example, that, just bear with me, imagine this. Let's say if you had a doctor who went to school for 9 months. He had his high school diploma. He went to school for 9 months and decided to be treat you for different things. Or a pilot. These are the people that we trust and depend on. But they have to go through a training, a higher training. They have to go through intensive training to be where they are, to trust them in the hands of people. However, that I do not see that in this country in many ways. The other things I want to point out is right now the mainstream media is is trying to divide us in a sense. It is trying to cause division. It is trying to cause division between whites and blacks and make it about race. To me, in my opinion, this is just my humble opinion, that racism, in a sense, race, first of all, I as a Christian, I believe that we are one race. There's not one race, there is different, you have different people groups. But there's only one race. We're all created in the image of God. We are all created from Adam and Eve. There's one race. That being said, racism is being broadcast to show in a way. I'm gonna offend a lot of people. I know that, and I'm okay with that. And it is showing. It's trying right now. People are trying to take advantage of the system, of what's going on, by not really focusing on the main issue, and the main issue is within the heart issue. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the main issue. That is a heart issue that we are dealing with here. It is a heart issue, that we are dealing with, and that causes. We have to look each day. We have to wake up in the morning and we have to look in the mirror, and we have to look at ourselves and change the person that we're trying to do. Don't point fingers. Don't say my mother bit me when I was 5. Don't say the sun is in my eyes. There has been so many people who have been taking advantage of this situation and pointing fingers. First, point the finger at yourself before you point fingers at others. That's what I'm saying. You have to point the finger at yourself. You have to change what you're doing in yourself, how you're changing your ways, how you're doing things to be able to better yourself. Without doing that, then you're just pointing fingers and making excuses for life. That is ignorant. to say that I brought my brother in for another reason because we are African. We both came from Africa, and we know how tough, how rough it is over there, right?
Yes.
It is tough over there, and we came to America for a better opportunity. Do you agree?
Yes, obviously.
For opportunity, because over there are opportunities, but there are not as many opportunities as over here. So I am not gonna sit here and say America is terrible and America. There's worse places. There's a lot of worse places in the world, and if you put the time in and work your butt off in America, you can achieve a lot of things. It is not about, oh man. Yes, I understand that there has been racism in the past. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that, but we have, in my opinion, we have moved past that. We're growing. We have, for God's sakes, we had a black president. That took a lot. It took a whole country to put him in place. We had a black president. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh man, we're back in the '60s, the '40s, the '20s, where black people are looked upon and they're being called the N word and all this and looking down upon." That's not. I'm not gonna sit here. Then we have to first look at ourselves and what can we change about ourselves. And I'm gonna say that it is up to us, black people, did you know that there was some people who were telling me that I did not have a saying in this because I'm not black?
Wait, what is that? You're not black since you're not African American?
Since I'm not African American, so I don't have a saying in this matter.
That makes no sense.
Exactly. That's what I said. I was talking to them, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, you don't have a saying in this. You don't understand where we're coming from, and because this is about racism." And I was like, "What?"
At the end of the day, y'all, most African Americans are descendants of Africans.
Yes, Africans. Some of them they're like, "Oh, they came from Jamaica or they came from the islands." At the end of the day, if you're looking at racism, a white person is not gonna come to you and be like, "Oh, wait, you look more African than this person. You don't understand. Your skin color is a little off. You must be from Africa and not one of the blacks." So no, if they're racist, at the end of the day, they're racist. If they have that mentality of being racist,
racism doesn't see shades.
Yeah. Let's talk about racism for real quick. What is your point? What is your view on racism?
In this day and age,
yeah,
I believe that we've come far. We've moved past of blatant racism. There is racism in the sense of hidden. Some is hidden. Some parts. Some people are blatantly racist, but we have moved past that point where it is more displayed in the sense of like, oh, whites only areas, black only over here, in the sense of we passed that point. Now we're in the sense of like, we're in the sense of where a human being can be racist, but he's gonna not show it because he's gonna be judged because we at this day and age.
Yeah, so they have to hide it better. They're hiding it. There's still some racists, but they're hiding. But I'm gonna say, for example, I'm gonna put this into perspective to the idea. I'm just gonna put this out. Like when we came here to America, my parents did not have. We came here with nothing. We did not have anything. Nothing. We went and we stayed home and into a apartment, and we did not have anything. And my parents decided to go back to school because they could not use their teaching degrees. Back in Kenya, they were teachers. They could not use their teaching degrees. And when they came here, they had to go back to school and get a degree so that they can get a job. And at that time, they were still doing full time. They were still raising us, and this is a whole new culture. But they did it. My mom is amazing. She went to school for accounting first. She went to school for accounting, and she got her degree. And she did not get a job in accounting. So guess what she did? She went back to school and got a nursing degree. She could have been like, oh wait, when she went to school to accounting, she could have been like, oh man, the system that is down. The system is wearing me down. I can't do this. The sun is in my eyes. But she didn't do that. She went back to, you have to grind hard. You have to grind and grind and grind to get where you're going. And that's what she did. She got a nurse degree, and now she's a nurse. Same with my dad. My dad went to school and he did a business. He went to school for business. He got a business degree. He could have came here and be like, oh man, I'm just gonna work at Wendy's or McDonald's and just live that. But there are opportunities here. There are many opportunities. And that being said, that's why I come in and I'm like, listen, in America, there are many chances to grow. There are many opportunities to grow. Yes, there's racism. Yes, that hasn't changed. I'm not going to say, but don't let that wear you down. That should motivate you to grow. That should help you to be a better person. That should help you to become a better person. That should motivate you. Like for me, I did that. I went to school and now I own a business. I own two businesses, eFix Computer Repair Service and eFix Productions. I had to grind. I had to work hard. I did not have to just sit over here and just wait for people to hand things to me. And that's what I have a problem with. There's so many people who are stuck. And the reason is, I would say, is the welfare state. The welfare state is killing a lot of us. That is what is killing a lot of black people. I'm going to be honest. It's killing a lot of black people, the welfare state. It is holding you down because it is handing you things that you did not work for. It is handing you things that you should have worked for but didn't. So the welfare state, one, is causing a lot of black people to drown and not be able to be successful. That is one issue that I have, is we as black people, we have to not take that welfare. We have to refuse it. Yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, it's going to be tough. It's going to suck. Work. Go to work. Work and work. 3 jobs, 4 jobs while going to school. And sooner you will get the opportunity to be successful. That's what it's all about. So the other thing I'm going to say is there's a lot of I've had a lot of things on my mind lately. As you can tell, I'm angry. I'm angry at the different people that are out there just voicing their opinion in a way that is trying to divide the nation. We should join together as one to be able to grow. That is the only way we can rise up. We have to join. So now I'm going to talk to the white people. I'm going to talk to the white people. I talk to the black people right now. I'm going to talk to the white people. Listen. First, if you are raised, I saw this picture recently, and it was this mom holding a white kid, and they had a picture of it saying privileged, pointing at the kid. And I did not know what to think. I was like, okay. One, yes, I understand that that doesn't mean anything. You should be thankful for it. If your parents worked hard and got you where you are, be thankful for it. Don't look back at it. But I'm talking to you, if you, a white person, think you're better than somebody else, then you have a problem. If you think that you are in a higher place, you're raised better, you look better, that is a heart issue. You think you're better than the rest of the people, then that's the problem. You need to check yourself. Those are the people that we should be talking about. Racism. That is when you think you're better than the person. We've seen that is across the world. It's not just in America. We see that during the Holocaust. Germans thought they were better than Jews. We see that in Africa. One tribe is better than the other tribe. You see that in Asia. You see that everywhere. Is one person thinking that they're better than the other. That is not about race. It's not about racism. It's that race, that word racism, I don't understand it. It is about people thinking that they're better than the other. That is what is causing the division. That is what we should be fighting for. That is what we should be fighting toward. Yes, Black Lives Matter. Yes, I agree with that. But if you guys are going towards, hey, hand me this and hand me that because I deserve it, I disagree. And a lot of people are not going to like that. But, oh well. So, Ken, I know I've been talking a lot, but what do you have to say about this? What are your thoughts about this?
So, I think the system was set up for African Americans or people of other colors to be held down. It was meant to be like that. It was from. If most people don't know about what the ghetto is, the ghetto was started by the Nazis to hold the Jews in a close environment together, so they have to fight to feed off of each other, to survive, to eat. So they started killing each other. So the ghetto was a project by the Nazis, and I hate it when African Americans or other people say, "Oh, I'm from this ghetto. I'm from this ghetto." You're systematically putting yourself in that situation, since they're feeding us against each other, pretty much. That's what it was meant to do, and it's still working to this day. It's still conquering us, still beating us. So if you want to say you're from the ghetto, that's your problem. But and then in the aspect of welfare, it was established to pretty much hold African Americans down. So they have to pretty much feed on. They need the government. They need to get money from the government, so they don't have to work hard. They don't have to do nothing. So Welfare was established because of that, to hold us down on that aspect too. And all these other things, I want to say, you can't, you can escape it. It's hard. You can escape that, the mindset. It's a whole mindset problem. Where even in the aspect of jail and all the police and all this stuff, it's a mindset. It's a system. We're systematically programmed to think that way, and we're still thinking that way to now. So now we're like, African Americans are afraid of the police. They are afraid of the police because that's what because of the 60s and the 40s and all the riots and gaining our freedom to do what we have to do today. We're still thinking about it in that sense of the police brutalizing us and killing us. But we have, I would say this, we have moved way past that point where we have to be afraid of the police in the aspect of, oh, they're gonna kill me at first sight. Because that's not true. If you're thinking that the police are gonna kill you immediately, that's stupid.
I agree, yeah, and that's the same thing that you see with all these shootings right now. Is one like the recent one,
Yes,
the recent one that I just saw. What is his
the
name?
man in Atlanta.
Yeah, the man in Atlanta. What's his name?
I can't
Rashad.
remember. Something.
Rashad. Yeah. He. All you had to do, man, is just take him to jail. You didn't have to die. You didn't have to die. You just you pretty much took a weapon out of his hand. One, you took a weapon.
You try to run. All you had to do, you was clearly.
You
I want
would
to say this. I want to say this. He didn't have to die. He absolutely. The policeman was absolutely wrong for shooting him.
That is true.
But there is other ways that you could have stopped that. But the man was wrong in the aspect of, obviously, you was clearly drunk, using the driveway, sleeping. You was asleep in the driveway, drive-through, and they came and they asked you, and you was cooperating. You did what you had to do. You was doing the right thing, and they said you was drunk. It showed you was drunk, and you tried to run, and you grabbed his weapon, and there was too much. There's too many factors in that.
Yeah.
An aspect of they were trying to do their job, and you was trying to. I guess you was afraid, and you was drunk, and you try to evade, try to run away.
Yes, there's two coins, and yes, that's the other thing I'm going back to the training aspect. Why didn't the police officer just shoot him in the leg? You could just shot the man in the leg. He was not going anywhere. You didn't have to shoot him 3 times or whatever, how many times you shot him. You didn't have to shoot him how many times you shot him. Just shoot him in the leg. And then you avoid all this killing. That's what I mean by training. When I go back, train the officers to know how to deal with these situations. Because that officer was not trained to deal with that situation correctly.
First of all, I want to say, especially about the training, there was 2 of you, and you let one man, you had him on the ground, and he got up and he wrestled y'all away, took your weapon, you took your taser, and started running. How does 2 people not take one person down when you're supposed to be trained?
That's what I'm saying. The training has to be better. The training has to be way better than what it is, because this could have been avoided. It should have been avoided.
It should have been a simple restraining, take him to jail.
Yep.
Let everything be figured
That's what I'm saying. It is not one person is wrong or the other person wrong. They were both wrong. They were both wrong.